Wait.
Oh, wait. Okay, I think we are ready. Now we are ready. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us here on Daily with Doc, which is brought to you by Critical Health News Channel. So make sure that you are following us on Rumble and YouTube and just Critical Health on Facebook. And we want to know what platform is your favorite platform to watch informational videos like we do here today that are empowering. So what platform do you use? What app do you use? We want to know as we are expanding our reach. We want to make sure that we are reaching people where they're at. My name is Becca Dutz, and as the hostess of this program, I am deeply, deeply honored to be able to be a resource to others. I know yesterday was absolutely fantastic because we did an event here for some of our longevity family in the local area, and to be able to meet people that I'd never met before, but they were talking to me like they knew me, was pretty awesome in the fact that we were already linked, joined on the same crusade, and have that like-heartedness in wanting to reach people, help people where they are at. So that was absolutely fantastic. I think Dr. Wallach had a fun time yesterday also, as we were celebrating the 4th of July with some of our longevity family. So he's given thumbs up for those of you who are not seeing him yet, because he's not on the camera yet, but he will be here shortly. I just want to make sure that if you are here live with us in our Zoom meeting, which is open to all of you that are watching us on the different platforms, join us at dailywithdoczoom.com. Here in the live room, if you have a question, you can raise your virtual hand by going to reactions, raise hand, and we are going to be calling on people throughout our program to allow them to be able to bring their health concerns. And I'm getting pop-ups everywhere: Rumble, Facebook, YouTube. Thank you. I'm like popping up. So I love the fact that we have people watching us and plugging in from the different areas and letting us know what their favorites are. But if you're here live with us, then you are able to raise that hand. We're going to be calling on you in the order that your hand was raised. I also have the ability to watch the questions or comments that are coming up on some of the platforms, not all of them. So the ones that I don't have that ability to, I have amazing co-hosts that help me with that and keeping track of what's going on. And then they can raise their hand on your behalf and ask your questions. So go ahead and bring those questions. If we do not get to your question, please make sure that you get a hold of us through dailywithdoc.com. There is that option there to contact, and let us know if you're part of the longevity family already, whether you're a preferred customer, a distributor, or wanting to be one or the other. Let us know, and that helps me know how to direct your questions when it comes to those that are coming in. Also, make sure that you're part of our newsletter, as we are sending out descriptions and links to the previous week, so it's easy for you to find. It gives a little bit of information about what the show is about, so that as you're reading through it and you can think of, oh, well, I know somebody that has that health concern, I'm going to shoot this over to them. makes it easy to share. Like I said, we're a resource. We want empowering information to be available without the difficulties and the obstacles of having to be able to find it. And Dr. Wallach has already done all that. He has done the research. He has written the books and has put it in a format that is easy for us to attain. But if we don't know about it, if we haven't had, for myself, if I hadn't have had somebody share a radio program with me, I would have never heard about Dr. Wallach, because I just don't talk, I don't listen to talk radio. But somebody shared it with me. I did my research into Dr. Wallach, said, you know what? I have tried everything else. This is the only thing that I haven't tried. I'll give them the 90 days. And folks, it didn't take 90 days before I was hooked and realized that I was in the right place, because what I was doing in the past wasn't working. And this changed my life, actually gave me my life back. So I have great gratitude for Dr. Wallach, the doctor that we have hosted on this program every Monday through Friday from 12 to 12:50 p.m. Pacific time. And I invite all of you to give us 90 days. Now, if you do hear something going on in the program that you want to try, and you were referred to this program by somebody specific, make sure that you get back to them and say, thank you. Thank you for sharing that program with me. It really sparked my interest, and I want to give it a shot also. How do I order? Ask the person that shared this program with you, because they have a special way of ordering. Now, if you found this program all on your own, or you found it through our newsletter and you're finally ready to say, okay, I'm worth it. I want to give my body what it needs, the 90 essential nutrients, you are more than welcome to use our website, dailywithdoc.com. We do have a full store there that offers the products that Dr. Wallach is mentioning. And we also have the replays from our previous 3 years. I have been hosting Dr. Wallach on programs like this, with this year starting the 5-day-a-week program, because we just have that much or that many people reaching out for help, wanting to know, what can I take to help myself, because what I'm doing is just not working. So go to our website, dailywithdoc.com, if you are not working with somebody. If you are working with somebody and you have a question, make sure that you let us know that too, so that we can help you work with the associate that you're working with, and making sure that you get the products that are right for you based on what you yourself have going on. We also have on our website, what am I missing? I said the replays. We've got the store, so all the products are mentioned there. We've got the newsletter you want to make sure that you're being plugged into. And with all that being said, the FDA requires me to let you know that our products are not meant to diagnose, treat, prevent any cures. This program is for educational information only on the importance of supplementation. And that importance was so great to the doctor that we have with us today, that he and his lawyer sued the FDA with 8 or 9 victories, so that we can say how important nutritional supplementation, intentional supplementation is, and how it affects the body. So without further ado, I would like to, and am honored to introduce to you Dr. Joel Wallach. Dr. Wallach, welcome to Daily with Doc.
Thank you so much, Rebecca, and thank you, team, for all the work you do. And this is much larger than a one-man band, let me tell you. So we can't thank you enough for all your participation. And today I'm going to talk about something simple, something that everybody can get, whether you're a newborn baby, whether you're a 140-year-old person, whether you're a female or male, doesn't matter what race you are, doesn't matter whether you're white or black or yellow or red or orange, it doesn't matter what country you come from, doesn't matter what diet you're on, everybody can get this problem, okay? This problem has two features. So one is arthritis. It's a joint awareness, pain and noise and limitations of action and motion. And then also is osteoporosis, where you get fractures and can be in life-threatening situations. So when you have osteoporosis and arthritis, this is very simple. You can start out where you get a clicking. Every time you raise your elbow, you get a kind of a clicking, in your shoulder, your neck, your elbow kind of thing. That's a sign where you're losing the cartilage and the raw bones are talking to each other. And then also you can have pain, okay? You have swelling, and it's one of those things where the doctors will give you cortisone and pain relievers. Initially you'll get symptom relief, and I just love my doctor. I for months had this terrible pain and noise in my right knee, and he gave me this pain relief, and it all went away. No, it didn't go away. You just got pain relief. Okay, it's still there, moving ahead, and it's going to show up even worse later. You might trip and fall and fracture your leg or your vertebrae or something. And so pain relief is not a bad thing, but it can mask the nutritional deficiencies that are going on underneath. Well, to show you how important arthritis and osteoporosis is, when you get Alzheimer's disease, we spend, just for Alzheimer's disease, just to treat the symptoms, not to prevent or cure it, we spend $345 billion a year. Woof. Okay. Diabetes, we spent $342 billion a year just to treat the symptoms, not to prevent it or cure it. Heart disease, we spend $316.8 billion a year, not to prevent it or cure it, just to treat the symptoms. And arthritis, we spend $626.8 billion. What? Yeah, it's double what we're spending for heart disease. Double what we're spending for heart disease, because again, doctors initially will give you pain relief, which everybody loves. And then they start talking about surgery for joint replacements and leg amputations and all this kind of stuff. And so it's not a one-time treatment. You're kind of a dairy cow for the medical industry for the rest of your life if you follow the medical system. Okay. Now, osteoporosis is even worse. Osteoporosis each year in America, just to treat the symptoms, okay, not to prevent it or cure it, but just to treat the symptoms of osteoporosis in America, is 2.3 trillion with a T. So you take the 2.3 trillion for osteoporosis and 626.8 billion for arthritis. You're spending $3 trillion a year to treat arthritis and osteoporosis, just to treat the symptoms. $3 trillion a year. And insurance companies would save themselves an enormous amount of money and do a better job for their customers if they would join us, okay, and get this information out there, and through insurance pay for this nutritional program. I'm urging everybody to ask their ask their insurance company to pay for these nutrients to get rid of the disease rather than just treat the symptoms. And I think that'll be a financial benefit for the health insurance companies, and be a health longevity benefit for our citizens. Okay. Now, this is something, as I say, goes on and on and on. It never gets better because everybody's still doing the same thing. Right now in America, and I'm sure it's more than this now because this population number I have is from a couple of years ago, 332,228,200. So it might be 350 billion right now. I don't know, it's somewhere in there. We have 58.5 million cases of arthritis diagnosed in the United States. Okay, 24% of Americans have arthritis. Kids under the age of 16 years of age, there's 300,000 documented cases, 300,000, a third of a million cases, okay, in the United States alone of arthritis in kids under the age of 16, 3 million cases in the world. Okay, so it's not an age thing. This occurs, and babies are born with arthritis. Erb's palsy, where they get paralysis, they get osteoporosis of the skull, okay, and osteoporosis of the vertebrae. The annual cost, okay, again, is $626.8 billion just for the arthritis. Symptoms: osteoporosis, 2.3 trillion. Okay, when you add up the osteoporosis cost from US, Canada, and the European Union, it's $6.5 trillion we're spending, okay, worldwide, just to treat the symptoms of osteoporosis. So with all that said, we have a program which we've worked out in the animals. Remember, I'm a veterinarian as well as a physician. And when I first became a physician, I used to tell people, look, I'm going to treat you like a dog, but you're going to get better. And they thought that was really funny. But I was really serious because we had learned how to prevent and reverse arthritis, high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, all these central nervous system things like MS and the things that go on with the brain with everything you can think of. Every brain disease, there's what, I don't know how many brain diseases there are. There's probably about 25 different brain diseases, and they're all just simple nutritional deficiency diseases, okay? And we're talking about Alzheimer's disease and MS and Lou Gehrig's disease and on and on and on, ALS, okay? And so it's one of those things where just give us a try for, I always say 90 days, give us a try for 90 days on our program. You got to get rid of the bad foods, you can maximize absorption. And people say, well, okay, I'm getting results. How long do I have to stay on this program? Forever. How long do you need oxygen? Forever. How long do you put oil in your car? Forever. When the car is running good, do you stop putting oil in your car and just use dirt from Texas in your oil pan? No, of course not. So you want to treat yourself as well as you're treating your car. And you will add 25 to 50 healthful years of your life. If you have arthritis and osteoporosis, those are diseases you can get rid of and prevent. And we deal with so many professional athletes, Olympic athletes, university athletes that have all these problems. And of course, we took all the animal research and gave them these things. And Theo Ratliff, Evander Holyfield, and so many others, Pat Boone, Danny Glover, all these famous people, Andy Young. I could go on and on and on. Pastor Mike Freeman, praise the Lord and past the 90. All these things are just simple arthritis and osteoporosis, simple nutritional deficiency diseases. And we have the system built. It's very economical. It's a lot cheaper, especially if you want to live another 25 to 50 years. It's a lot cheaper to prevent and reverse all these diseases than it is to keep going for medical treatment. Even though you have insurance, okay, after a while, your insurance rates will start going up because you're spending too much money. And you get cheated because they say, well, we can't, there's no drugs that'll help you. Let's just amputate your legs and give you, artificial limbs. You don't have to worry about it anymore. So don't settle for that. Don't do that. Give us a try for 90 days first. Okay. And, we're talking also about high blood pressure and diabetes and ringing in the ears and Alzheimer's disease and MS and all these diseases of the brain. There's probably about, 15 or 20 of them. And so with all that said, I'm going to say, okay, Rebecca, let's turn it over to you right now.
Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. And I was one of those kids with arthritis and bone issues. I remember being little and laughing when I would bend my knees and hear all that cracking. And it was my little brother and I would go up and down to see who could crack the loudest. And looking back, that's really sad. It's really sad. We didn't know what it was other than, popping, cracking of our knees. And 16, they were wanting to do surgery. So I'm glad that I said no. And it was painful. It limited me on what I was able to do and how I was able to enjoy things. But it had started so young for me. I thought everybody had it. Everybody had pain. And now I know it is not required, folks. Pain is not a required prerequisite for living. So, and it's because of you. You're the only reason why I was able to go from being in chronic pain to the point where I was bedridden, Dr. Wallach, at 41, 42 years old. Bedridden because of the pain that I was in, both in my head and my whole entire body, all of the muscles, the joints, everything. And yeah, that's it. Osteoporosis it's all in my head. So this book right here, and then epigenetics. The reason why I thought that it was something everybody went through is because my mom had issues. My sister had issues. My aunts had issues. My grandmother had issues. I didn't know my grandfather, so I didn't know about them. So I figured it was just something that was part of life. But epigenetics, the science of what we put into our bodies really does make a difference. And epigenetics has actually debunked the theory of how disease is transmitted.
You get an A+. You get an A+.
So, I mean, I think this is my favorite book, Dr. Wallach, because this is the book that gave me hope. Yes, the dead doctors don't lie, and your lectures, which you can find, are the greatest lecture ever told, ever spoken, on our website, Daily with Doc. You can find that under the menu option. Click on Dr. Wallach. You're going to find that. You know, and that was a great message. And I know there's a lot of people that I work with, that's the first thing that they heard that got them to call and take that first step to help themselves. But when I found out about epigenetics and I was not stuck and following in the same footsteps of pain and agony and disease, it was so much hope for me, Dr. Wallach.
And
It
you
really
took
was.
action. You took action. That's very important. You have to take action and give
Yeah.
it 90 days. As you pointed out, we always ask that you give us 90 days of the full program. And then you can make a decision if you're going to stay on it or not stay on it. But give it 90 days of full program. And that includes the diet, includes the supplement program, and which includes pain relief if you need it. We have all that too.
And it's natural pain relief. It's not something that just blocks the body's natural response to pain, or not even just pain, but different
Motion,
uncomfortable, what'd you say?
motion issues.
Motion issues. Yeah, whether it's mobility in the joints, mobility in the intestines, all those things can work just as they were designed whenever the body is given what it needs to be able to function. And it's not in our foods, folks. There's a Senate bill. What was that, 1932? There was a Senate bill put out by the United States government that even reported that the nutrients within the
264,
soil.
U.S. Senate Bill 264.
And was that saying that the minerals in the ground was deplete, or the food itself
No,
was
the minerals
becoming
in the
depleted?
ground were depleted.
Okay, and so minerals for our plants to eat, which then if we're meat eaters.
Plants don't make minerals. Plants make vitamins, amino acids, fatty acids, because they take the carbon dioxide out of the air and turn them into carbon compounds, which are vitamins, amino acids, fatty acids. Minerals occur in veins like gold and silver based on how close you are to the ocean, how close you are to volcanoes, glacial milk, all this kind of stuff. And this is why they have people who live a long time and they don't even know what they're doing. They live in places where there's glacial milk. This is in the Old Testament, 3,000 years ago. People who lived the longest, like Adam, lived to be 230, Noah lived to be 250, Methuselah lived to be no, I shouldn't say 230, 930, 950, and 969. And they all lived in places that were flowing with milk and honey. And the idea of that land flowing with milk and honey, which I say are 21 stories in the Old Testament. We're talking about 2 paragraphs to 2 pages long in each story. And then there's 100 mentions of the land flowing with milk and honey, 100 mentions in the Old Testament. So you cannot ignore that if there's that much mention in the Old Testament. Now, they didn't have the ability to analyze the water and the food and the land and everything like that, and know what was going on, but they knew there were certain places where people lived a long time and didn't have disease. And so those are the lands flowing with milk and honey. And so that's why we came out with the book, Rare Earths. Okay, chapter 10. It's called Glacial Milk. It's chapter 10. And we actually have analyses, I don't know, about 6 different glacial milks from around the world. And you see they're quite different because the mountains are all made from different minerals and things. And so the only way you can guarantee you're going to get all the minerals you need is to
Put them in your mouth
put your mouth.
intentionally, folks. Yes. And it's, they have to be in a form that the body can utilize in ratios that the body can utilize, so that you're not getting an imbalance or too much of one thing and not enough of another. And then they work together. Like, so cofactors, you talk about cofactors, Dr. Wallach.
Mhm.
Tell us about the cofactors and what it is.
Okay, well, cofactors can be vitamin D3. They can be other things that help the bones develop for instance, the connective tissue in the bone. Okay, it's kind of like tendon-like materials and bone matrix. Okay, where all the minerals sit on. The minerals aren't just piled up on each other. There's kind of, and they used to make bone broth when I was a little kid. They would simmer chicken bones and rib bones and steak bones and all this kind of stuff, fish bones, in vinegar water on the wood stove overnight. And then everybody would argue who's going to get the most of the bone broth in the morning, because they knew if you had clickety joints, they'd go away when you're drinking bone broth. If you had pain in your knees or your back, it would go away when you drank the bone broth. Well, when we went to electricity, the source of our minerals went away. Our source of minerals went away because we were using wood ashes and coal ashes in our garden. We were using wood ashes and coal ashes in our food. And the plants in the garden were sucking up those minerals. But when we went to electricity, no more wood ashes, no more coal ashes, no more minerals. And that's why we had all these terrible problems suddenly afflicting people. And doctors had no training or experience on it. Says, well, you have arthritis. Here's some cortisone. Well, that will give you some pain and inflammation relief, but actually can accelerate the loss of nutrients from your bones. Okay, so you want to be careful what you're doing, and you want to be sure you're getting what you ask for. Okay, and make sure that you're getting the 90 essential nutrients. And then we have secret sauces for over 600 different diseases. Now people just want the secret sauce. Well, I'm eating well. Just what's the secret sauce for arthritis? What's the secret sauce for high blood pressure? What's the secret sauce for diabetes? What's the secret sauce for Alzheimer's disease? No, you take the 90, or in case if you really have 5 or 6 or 8 or 10 different problems, you take the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, which has 215 nutrients, including the 90. And then you want to take the secret sauce for diabetes. You want to take the secret sauce for high blood pressure. You want to take the secret sauce for Alzheimer's disease. Okay. And so that speeds up the healing. And, it's one of those things where how long do you stay on these supplements? Well, as long as you're alive. You want to treat yourself as well as you treat your car. When that red warning light comes on the dashboard of your car, do you just go to a grocery store and buy some dirt from Texas out of the garden place in the store and throw that dirt from Texas in your oil pan? No, you wouldn't do that in your wildest dreams. You put high grade oil in there. You need to do the same thing for yourself. You want to put high grade supplements into your body when you have a problem, and you want to stay on them forever. Well, I'm okay now. I can give up those vitamins and minerals. No, don't do that. Don't do that. You'll be sorry. Okay.
Well, and Dr. Wallach, I'm gonna make a confession here, where in the beginning, after that 90 days, I was feeling great. So I decided, I'll just take those secret sauces, because that's where I was having the most problem. I got all of these nutrients built back up. And after a couple months, I was starting to go right back to where I was with the pain all over. Where no, my knees weren't popping anymore, but my muscles were starting to ache again. So you had mentioned connective tissue. So tell us, what is connective tissue? What's considered connective tissue when we're looking at the body?
Okay, it could be skin, it could be tendons and ligaments, it could be the valves in your heart. Okay. Bone matrix or connective tissue, skin, I think I said that. And all these things are made up out of this collagen material. Okay. And our first collagen product was glucogel. We added that to our Healthy Start Pack. We made the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack for Theo Ratliff, who was 24 years old and lost a $35 million contract because he was eating all the wrong foods, and he lost his position with the Atlanta Hawks. Okay. And we rebuilt him, to make a long story short. And he played for 11 more years then, full time. And he made $100 million. I have to give him a lot of credit because he took a lot of that money and he bought an institute.
he created a family resource center,
Mhm.
Dr. Wallach,
That's correct.
which is absolutely fantastic, and opened it up to the community there in Alabama. And it provided free resources for families. I think that's absolutely fantastic. And he continues to go there and serve himself, not just opening something up in your hometown, moving away and never looking back.
Yeah,
So,
and
yeah.
he gives free lectures, and of course, the testimony here is, here's a guy without a lot of physiology and medical education. He was a great athlete, had a lot of natural athletic abilities, but he wasn't getting the nutrition he needed to maintain his connective tissue, his muscles, his bones, and all that kind of stuff, his heart and heart valves and things. So we were able to put him back together, and he was so impressed with that. And so many other people knew him and knew of it, and they were impressed by his coming back like he did and playing like he did in professional basketball. That won over so many professional athletes, Olympic athletes, university athletes, because they wanted the same results that he got. And this is still happening today. Everybody tells a story to their teammates, and it's one of those things where we have a great set of athletes in America because of our Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, our secret sauces, including MSM, glucogel, that kind of stuff. But also, we have our Rebound, our energy drink. Now, the big energy drink on the market is Red Bull, and they're primarily caffeine and sugar. They do have one mineral, magnesium. Our sports drink, which we made for Theo Ratliff also, has 100 nutrients in it, 75 minerals, not one, 75 minerals, okay, and 25 amino acids. And it has, like, I think 25% of the sugar that Red Bull has and 25% of the caffeine that Red Bull has, because our energy and stamina from our sports drink comes from the nutrients. And Red Bull, they like the idea of caffeine and sugar to drive your energy.
Yeah, we do have natural caffeine in the Rebound, Dr. Wallach. So I
Yeah.
don't want to say that it's a caffeine product and that you're only getting your energy, but they work together.
Yes, and of course we have, like, I think 25% of the caffeine in our product than Red Bull has.
So I don't know the exact amount on that. We'll have to look that up
I
for
think it's 20,
for
I think we're
certain.
25%. I think it's 25%.
But I know it's significantly less on the sugar, that's for sure. So for those that are interested in the Rebound and you have sugar concerns, you got to remember it's not just taking the sugar. You've got all of those nutrients in there that allow the body to be able to process what you're putting into your body better so that it knows how to respond properly to sugar and caffeine and minerals and vitamins. And I think there's even an amino complex
Mhm.
that's built into the Rebound, where it's not a replacement for the tangy tangerine and the 90 essential nutrients. It's that added little boost that you can take, but not too late in the day, folks. I do really good work at 2 o'clock in the morning whenever I'm having Rebound too late in the day. So, Dr. Wallach, thank you so much for that opening. We appreciate all of the valuable information that you share that is reaching people where they're at, things that they are concerned about, things that affect them in their daily lives. And folks, if it's not affecting you, I'm sure you know somebody that it does. So please, please take the time, care enough about somebody else to share this program with them. And make sure that you are subscribed to our channels. Again, that's Critical Health News on YouTube and Rumble, just Critical Health on Facebook. And we have our website, dailywithdoc.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter. And for those who have never spoken to anybody about Dr. Wallach, Youngevity, or any of the products, and you would like to connect with a certified holistic health coach, we do have a call team that is standing by at 855-949-61 3377. Again, this is for those that are not working with somebody already. And if you are working with somebody, make sure that you get back with them right away. Tell them what you liked best about this program, and they will help you figure out exactly what it is that's going to be most beneficial to you. It's not a one size fits all, folks. What's going to be beneficial to you? Well, Dr. Wallach, we have many hands up, so let's go ahead and go to the first hand that we have up. And Deborah, go ahead and unmute yourself. Welcome to Daily with Doc.
Hello, Doc, hello, Becca and team. Thank you guys
Yeah.
so much for being here. I have a customer that has had, what did she have? She had an ALIF, which is a anterior lumbar interbody fusion surgery for her back. They went through the abdomen, and she's still in a lot of pain and discomfort and all of that, and just wanted to know what's the best way to go at that.
Okay, so I'm assuming she had trouble walking or pain in her back or stuff like that. Okay.
She did.
Okay, and so this is, do you know how much she weighs?
She weighs 185 pounds. She's 5 feet 4 inches, and she's 74 years old.
Okay, very good, thank you. Does she have any other issues you know of? Diabetes, high blood pressure?
She does have
Kidney dialysis?
not dialysis. I thought she had high blood pressure.
Okay, let's go with that. So need to get rid of all the bad foods. We have Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods. It's 300 pages. That book is 300 pages of healthy, safe recipes. And let's see here also the healthy supplements that they're going to need, and the good food, bad food list, very important. So we get rid of all the bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, bran, oats. There are no such things as gluten-free oats. The gluten in oats might be called, let's see here. Oh, there's different names for it, but there's no gluten-free oats, okay? And then no buckwheat. Phagopyrines, F-A-G-O pyrines, okay, there's no gluten in there, but they're 10 times worse than gluten, phagopyrines. And then no sugar, no, see here, no carbonated drinks, even the diet drinks got to go, and no carbonated water. No carbonated water because it neutralizes stomach acid, so you can't absorb minerals or digest food. Very important. Then at 185 pounds, I want her to have 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month, full dose of everything twice a day. I want her to get 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so you can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, and dinner. They're going to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone makes bone itself, including all the bone marrow where you make white blood cells and all that kind of stuff, and red blood cells and so on. I also want her to have the collagen peptides and scoop with that with her morning drink, scoop with her evening drink, again, to help rebuild cartilage and ligaments and tendons and so forth. And for the high blood pressure, I want her to get 2 bottles a month of the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets, take 3 of those twice a day. And if she's on high blood pressure medication, don't cold turkey off the medication, but just take the 2 doses of the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. And as the blood pressure begins to drop, she can slowly reduce the medication based on the numbers. It'll take anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks, and she'll be done with the high blood pressure. How long should she stay on the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets? Well, forever. Otherwise, within 3 to 6 months, it'll come right back again. Okay, so you need to go those directions. And let's see here, she's 5'4". I'd like to see her weigh 140, something like that, 150. So I want her to get our keto shake. She can have 1 meal a day, our keto shake, either strawberry or chocolate. Our keto shake is designed to be a meal replacer. It's not to be added to a meal. It's a meal replacer. Okay, and it's lovely. People love it. And she'll lose a half a pound to 2 pounds a day. So in a couple of months' time, she should be down to where she needs to be. Okay, give us a call every couple of weeks. Let us know how she's doing. And, get a picture of her smiley face, because she's going to have a smiley face.
Okay, thank you, Doc.
God bless.
God bless you.
Right. Thank you, Deborah. Now, Dr. Wallach, we have a question out on YouTube, and the question wants to know, what is your advice for someone who has boils on their back and shoulders?
Okay. they have boils in their back and shoulders, they need to change what they're washing their sheets with. Okay, and whatever kind of bleach or whatever it is they're using. They also need to get a brush to wash their back when they're taking a shower or bath with bath water and bath soap. Okay, and then I also want this person to take the 90 essential nutrients, according to body weight. One healthy brain and heart pack per 100 pounds of body weight. Right? Divide it up. They only weigh 110 pounds, be one. A half a dose of everything twice a day. If they weigh 135 pounds or more, be two. So you can take a full dose twice a day. One bottle of MSM, so you can take 3 twice a day. I weigh 142 and I do that. Okay. And then let's see here. You need to also have her take the colloidal silver, put 2 droppers full under her tongue before 5 or 10 minutes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay. And so in case there's an infection involved there, it doesn't hurt to get a little spray bottle and spray some colloidal silver on those boils and cysts on the back and the neck. And so it's not going to take long once you do all these things, so that you give the body what it needs to solve the problem, because it's obviously challenging the body, and the body's reacting with boils and cysts. Okay.
So if it were toxins inside the body trying to get out, Dr. Wallach, what would you recommend as like a detoxification step in there?
Well,
With the herbal
detoxification.
rainforest?
Yeah, herbal rainforest is good. Okay, herbal rainforest would be a good choice. And just follow the directions on the bottle for the weight and dosage.
And then if it was a younger individual, like going through hormonal changes, I know acne is sometimes really bad to the point where they look like boils. Could that be a hormone imbalance in addition, or
possible.
just
It's
what they're
possible.
eating?
It's possible. So I also throw in the hair, skin, and nails. 2 doses a day of the hair, skin, and nails. Take hair, skin, and nails. I go ahead and take 2 or 3 of those twice a day. It'll be 2 bottles a month because they're little bottles, hair, skin, and nails. I do that. And again, I'm 84 years old. Most people think I'm in my 50s because my skin is in pretty good shape. Okay. And then again, the herbal rainforest, the what else? Hair, skin, and nails. I kind of cover the waterfront because there's all kinds of things. Colloidal silver. It could be a million things. And so you can, if you want to get it done quickly, you're going to take 4 or 5 or 6 different approaches. If you don't mind waiting a little while, you do one for 3 weeks. And if you don't see any benefit, keep doing that one, but add another one to it for 3 weeks. If you don't see any benefit, add another one. Okay. And you'll finally hit the one that is going to resolve their problems.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. Next, let's go over to Marilyn with her hand up. Marilyn, go ahead and unmute yourself. You're on live with Dr. Wallach.
Marilyn.
Yes. Hi, Dr. Wallach.
Hi.
I had a question from a gentleman called Brad, and you've talked about carbonation, that it ups the pH of the stomach. He said, though, that he's found out that they add carbon dioxide to swimming pool water, and it actually makes it more acidic. So he's confused. Can you help him?
Yeah, but see, that's also because you're getting chlorine in there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, they got chlorine. And so the chlorine and the carbon dioxide give you acid, hydrochloric acid. Okay. And it kills bugs. That's why we have the colloidal silver. It's much nicer than hydrochloric acid. Okay.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Marilyn. And Dr. Wallach, let's go ahead and go right over to Jelena. Jelena, go ahead and unmute yourself. You're on
Jolene.
live with Dr. Wallach.
Jolene,
Hi.
you?
Hi. Very nice to see you and talk to you, Dr. Wallach. I wish you many, many years ahead to
Thank
help
you.
everybody.
Where are you from,
Uh,
Jolene?
Las Vegas. I
Oh,
have an adult, young adult, healthy adult, 33
okay,
years
wait a
old.
minute. You have a heavy accent. What's the accent?
I'm Slavic.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
That helps.
So young adult, male, 33 years old, suffer anoxic brain injury. At this moment, he is at ICU in a depressed coma. He is fed with a tube through the mouth. Prognosis is poor.
Okay,
I want to know, have you seen in your practice recovery of the brain tissue? Is it anything we can do for him?
yes, I want you to get a DVD set. It's called Praise the Lord and Past the 90. This is a story of Pastor Mike Freeman up in the East Coast, okay? And he was, in the hospital, okay, for 6 weeks in a coma. And one of our great associates, Linda Tyler, calls from there, okay? She was a member of his church, and she said, he's been in this coma, getting worse and worse and worse. The doctors are just giving him hours or days to live. Is there anything we can do for him?
All
I
right.
said, does he have a G tube we can put anything in? No. Does he have an IV tube we can put anything in? No. Okay, well, just take our plant minerals. Just take a quart bottle of our plant minerals, okay? And I don't know how many days is it going to take. So you may go through 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 quarts, just the plain minerals, just clear, not the cherry minerals, because it'll be sticky, just the plain minerals. And take a half a teacup full and rub it on his sternum, on his chest 3 times a day, a half a teacup full on his upper belly 3 times a day, on his lower belly 3 times a day. At the same time, you want to roll him over and put a half a cup of this plant-derived minerals liquid on between his shoulder blades and his upper back and lower back. And we did that with Linda Tyler and Pastor Mike Freeman's wife, okay? And in 3 days' time, 3.5 days' time, actually, he wakes up, he goes home, he shaves, he gets on his church's television and radio station, and for 12 hours, he's telling the story. And you can tell from the enthusiasm in his voice because he recorded this. Thank God he recorded this. So it's not me telling the story, it's him telling the story.
Mhm.
And it's one of those things where it went away in 3.5 days, okay? And
So the brain tissue is recoverable.
oh, absolutely. But you got to rub those minerals in them, okay? 3 times a day on the front and the back. And this has got to be without, you can't skip a couple of days or something like that because somebody gets busy. So you want to have a team so that this happens every day. And it's one of those things where, keep records and everything, because we have helped so many people, regardless of age, whether they're 70, 80 years old, or they're 3 months old. You rub those minerals on them, they'll absorb these plant minerals through their skin, just like it's an intravenous injection. Okay.
So we got the plain plant minerals and the liquid form.
Yes, correct.
Okay. And where we can see that case, you mentioned at the beginning at the CD.
It's actually a DVD, and you
DVD.
can go ahead and, where do you want them to get this from, Rebecca?
Go to drjwallach.com. That is Dr. Wallach's website, drjwallach.com.
I
Okay.
got.
And
Okay.
it comes in a nice hard wrapper, so it doesn't get all scratched up in shipping. And we have some great stories coming up here again because of this kind of information. The next month or 2, it's going to be like a crazy thing because all this stuff is going on. Every time we're talking here is around the world. It's different times of day around the world. And when we're sleeping, they're working. Okay. And so things are happening. So we're going to have some great stories coming up here in the next couple of weeks. But
Thank
not this guy you're talking about, okay?
Is it anything else we can do?
Well, that's where you're gonna start.
Okay, this is for us to start and we'll keep in touch. Okay, thank
Okay.
you so
Yeah.
much.
Well, and the nice thing about it, Dr. Wallach, is he does have a G tube for food. So he could absolutely take some of the tangy tangerine if they'll allow you to put it into his bag, the tangy
Yeah, you'll have to
tangerine.
get permission to put that into his
Yeah.
bag.
Yeah,
And
Definitely.
they rarely say yes.
he's still in ICU. So, but the rubbing, I think we may do the rubbing. We can do that.
Okay,
Yeah, and a spray bottle. So
Yeah.
there's spray bottles that you can get. There's even some that have a battery where you just squeeze the trigger and then it gives a nice fine mist. Put that over the bare skin and allow
Okay.
it to dry. That's
it a-
easier than trying to pour it on the skin.
Okay.
Want to let it, soak them fairly well, let it dry, soak them again. Not to where it's running off, but because you don't want to waste it. You want them to be able to absorb up as much as absolutely possible.
Okay. We'll do that. We'll do that. Thank
Okay.
you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for coming on with us today. And Dr. Wallach, let's move right over to Ruth Ellen. Ruth Ellen, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello, and thank you. Hello, Dr. Wallach. I have a young lady who is 32 years old. She weighs approximately 140. I'm going to say just around that. I'm not sure, give or take 5 pounds. She is 5'9". I'm sorry, 5'11". She's very tall. She has gastroparesis, and she's been recently diagnosed with dysautonomia, which is a group of medical conditions caused by autonomic, sorry, I can talk.
So brain stuff.
Autonomic nervous system. But the thing that's causing her the most problems is she has just recently also been diagnosed with postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. So when she stands up fast, she gets dizzy. And if she sits down too fast, it's the same thing. It's like
Okay,
a
quickly, because I've got to go here pretty soon.
I know you do.
So quickly, it sounds like she's got osteoporosis of the skull. She needs to get a hold of the book, and the CD said it's all in your head. And let's see here, she weighs 140 pounds, is that correct?
Yes. And she's on the 90 and she's gluten-free.
Okay, I would have her rub some of those plant minerals on her belly and her back. Okay. I would also have her take our I-26. I would have her take the I-26, 3 doses a day of that. I personally like the chewables. What is it, the banana strawberries or banana blueberries or whatever it is? Banana coconut, maybe it's banana coconut. But I also like the vanilla ice cream ones, or soft chewables. I take 2 or 3 of those twice a day. And then it help rebuild the brain and the spinal cord. All right, the nervous system. And then I also wanted to have synaptives, take 2 or 3 of those twice a day. Okay, that helps the brain cells talk to each other, helps the brain cells talk to the spinal cord talk to the brain cells. And then I wanted to have 2 or 3 eggs, soft poached or soft boiled or soft scrambled butter twice a day. Okay, the reason I'm saying that, the Filipinos have the lowest rate of these types of diseases, and they eat flan de leche, which is a mixture of dairy products, milk and cheese and butter in, let's see here, what is the flan part? De leche is the milk, and the
It's
flan.
a dessert. It's a dessert, Dr. Wallach. It's
I
a
know.
pudding, a custard, actually.
Mhm.
Very yummy.
Probably
Yeah.
high in eggs.
Yeah. And so it's made out of eggs and dairy.
Thank you very much, Dr. Wallach. It is time for you
Yeah,
to
give
go
us some
to your
feedback
next-
on that, okay?
I
'Cause
will.
that's a very common thing.
I promise I will.
Thank
But
you,
it is
thank you,
time for
thank
you
you,
to
Ruth
go
Ellen.
so you're not late to your next appointment.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, we had some more questions, but Dr. Wallach does have to go, so we will try to get to them tomorrow. And thank you again, Dr. Wallach, for being here with us on Daily with Doc. If I could get my co-hosts up with me, Ruth Ellen's already here, as she is the executive production manager for our program. And then we have Marilyn Pizzera Spear, who is absolutely fantastic with her fingers as she's typing in the information into the chat. So that's one of the big advantages, folks, of being here with us on Daily with Doc and live in the Zoom room, Daily with Doc, zoom.com. You are able to see what Dr. Wallach is recommending, all typed out, where you can do a screenshot or take a picture of it with your phone and then take it back to the associate or coach that you are working with, so that you also can get exactly what you need to help address your health goals and concerns. And then we have Sherry Browning, who is here. making sure everybody gets into the room in a timely manner, and also keeping an eye on those video cameras for those that are joining us live with video, and making sure everybody is doing exactly what they're supposed to do, and even unintentional, making sure that only what you want people to see, or what we want people to see, is being seen. And then we have AJ, who is out in our platform world, keeping an eye on Rumble and YouTube and Facebook, making sure that your questions are then brought to my attention. And I do apologize, we did not get to all of the questions, but I just want to thank AJ, because that's so important in making sure that we're staying connected with all of you. We are here for you. It is our goal, our desire, our heart's passion to be able to help as many people as we absolutely can on this crusade to end suffering. Dr. Wallach says it's a 90 for life crusade to heal the world and humanity. Well, let's end suffering for anyone and everybody that we can get this program in front of and let their ears hear. Because folks, when you put it in your body, the body's going to feel it. That's the biggest difference between what Longevity offers through their supplementation than what you get at the corner store, or what you get at some of these online retailers that are selling buy 2, get 3 free. Well, folks, you're getting what you pay for. I didn't feel a difference because I used to shop those places. I was taking a lot, and that even led to more problems like kidney stones, because I wasn't getting the right balance. I was not getting my nutrition in a form that my body could actually utilize. So if you're taking a bunch of supplementation and you're not feeling a difference, or very little difference, I recommend that you definitely give us 90 days. Get back with the person that invited you to watch this program. Thank them, if nothing else. And for those of you who do not have somebody to thank, go to our website, dailywithdoc.com. You can use that contact option to get a hold of somebody and get connected with a coach. Or we have our 800 number, which I've seen we've missed a couple calls today. At least I've missed them because I'm busy here with you. At 855-949-3377. We are here Monday through Friday, most weeks, from 12 to 12:50 p.m. Pacific time. And I just want to do a shout out for those radio programs that are continuing or starting to share our program as well. I know we're on KSCO and also KOMY, and there's another one that I don't want to say it because I can't remember the order of the letters, but I just want to do a shout out to all of you who are still out in radio land listening, because it matters to you. And you're taking that time and you're investing that time into what you can do to help yourself, your family, your community, and together we can help the world. My name is Becca Dukes. I am also the Director of Student Services for the Institute of Holistic Health, where we have a program that teaches about the 4 areas of health, how they're affected by nutritional deficiencies, and what we can do on our own using the Longevity products as a solution to overcoming those deficiencies and allowing the body to do what it was designed to do. But folks, it goes beyond nutrition. When you're looking at health, you've got to look at the whole picture. And that's why we use holistic with a W, because we do look at the whole picture: mind, body, soul. We go into the spiritual. We go into different ways that teach you how to handle stress. But nutrition has a big part of that as well, because if our brain is not working properly, it doesn't have the capability to handle that stress. But we also teach different methods to help with coping skills, mindset, all of these things. We can blame life on everybody else, but folks, no matter where we go, it's still us there. We work harder on ourselves, and those around us then see it, and they are open to change as well. So go to coachwithbecca.com or iwhcrusade.com, and you can get more information about our Certified Holistic Health Coach course right there on the website at your convenience. So until next time, bye for now.